did, you know. I wasn't sure a few days ago. You know, normally, well, here comes Carl. Carl gets one. Evidently, some people I think we thought was going to set up here are down there.
Oh, sure. Give me the one I get smacked by the flag the whole time. I'm going to sit here.
I think there's extras.
Is there extra? Up there, extra seats.
Not being rude, I just didn't.
A little symmetry.
Well, I just didn't want my back to see.
Final check. Final check.
At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please stand. Upon entrance of the graduates, we ask that you remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Mr. Brazier, please begin the procession. We now invite the Clear Fork artisans to the microphone under the direction of Mr. Jan Kura for our national anthem. Thank you, artisans. At this time, please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome back, family and friends, to the conclusion of the celebration of the class of 2023. Today we celebrate the rite of passage for the class of 2023. Every community and culture in the world has a way to welcome young adults into full membership. Today is but a small way that we welcome you. At this time, it would be very appropriate to take a moment to recognize and share appreciation for several individuals and groups of people that allowed for this day to happen. Please thank Janice Wyckoff, Superintendent of Schools, John Mason, Treasurer, Board members, Carl Gonzalez, Ryan Knuckles, Cody Epperson, Lori McKee, and Rick Kovacic. Mr. Sean Ramian, Assistant Principal, Jessica Brokaw, Athletic Director, Mrs. Cindy Koheiser and Mrs. Connie Barr, Front Office Secretaries, Mrs. Christy Roberts, Guidance Secretary, Melissa Codger and Tammy Vaughn, Senior Class Advisors, Mrs. Emily Marquette, Guidance Counselor, Mr. Jason Brazier, and Miss Margot Alabekoff, Band Instructor, and Mr. Joe Jankura, Artisans and Choir Instructor. We would also like to thank the Clear Fork Maintenance and Custodial staff for preparing the gym and the stadium for all the events that have occurred for recognition. We would also like to thank the OH Report for live streaming this event today. Thank you. The biggest thank you is reserved for those that have supported this year's graduates. Thank you, parents, family, and friends. Moving on, we have some unfinished business to attend to. Thursday night we had our awards banquet, and there's one group specifically that we would like to recognize once again, and that is the top 10% of the class of 2023. It is my pleasure to recognize this top 10%. These students have the highest grade point averages of the class. As I read the students and the parents' names in alphabetical order, please, both student and parents, stand to receive a round of applause. Top 10% is designated by a gold stole around the neck. So please stand. Cale Clark, son of Donald and Jamie Clark. Kirsten Cox, daughter of Greg Cox and Heidi McDaniel. Kylie Helensky, daughter of Amy and the late Mike Helensky. Rachel Kovacs, daughter of Keith and Dolores Kovacs. Brooklyn Mitchell, daughter of Christopher and Denna Mitchell. Gracie Palmer, daughter of Pinky and Rebecca Palmer. Benjamin Pryor, son of Joshua and Karen Pryor. Reagan Roby, daughter of John and Carolyn Roby. Halen Sansom, daughter of Jeremy and Melinda Sansom. Elena Shutt, daughter of Mark and Kara Shutt. Brooklyn Warner, daughter of David and Stacy Warner. Lillian Wortman, daughter of Brian and Tabitha Wortman. Moving on, we will now get right into our speakers for the day. It is my great pleasure to call Gracie Palmer to the stage. She is the daughter of Pinky and Becky Palmer. She is National Honor Society President and has been a strong leader of the Stampede. Gracie has also been involved in track and field for 4 years and countless other events during her time here at Clear Forks. So please welcome Gracie Palmer.
Hello, and welcome to my grad speech. I was asked to write this out of pure desperation for speakers, so I'm going to use that as my excuse if it's bad. I wasn't even a part of this class until freshman year, after I skipped 8th grade. A little brag, but whatever. And you guys made it high school entertaining, to say the least. I mean, grad speeches are usually about reminiscing about old memories and good times, which it's not really my thing, so I'm gonna try, but it's gonna be my own way. I mean, looking back at it, middle school, you guys were the most notorious middle class that they've ever had. One of the worst behaved classes the middle school teachers called you. But I would say after these 4 years of high school, the teachers enjoyed teaching you and maybe even liked you. And we also made high school interesting for them. Like freshman year, during one class, a kid stuck scissors in the electrical socket and he just shocked himself, blew sparks across the whole room, and the teacher did not know this was happening, obviously, and they were like, "What happened?" And we were all like, "Their Chromebook charger's really broken." And then in that same class, another kid grabbed a fish out of the fish tank and just held it during class. I'm not sure why, but funny. And you can't forget the joys of online school. You know, watching all the teachers trying to figure out how Zoom works, or sleeping through classes that you didn't want to go to. And one time, one of the teachers taught an entire lesson on Zoom, but his mic was muted. And none of the students said anything, and afterward, we got yelled at for the rest of that class. But despite it all, even the COVID years, even the near-death experiences, you guys did it. We graduated. There was lots of ups and downs, a lot of friendships and relationships that were unsuccessful, but you guys pulled through. And I gotta say, I'm not sure how some of you did it, but I bet the teachers are thankful that you did. And I guess I should give us a little bit of credit. We only had one full normal year of high school. So, congratulations. And finally, to end off, I would like to quote a lyric from our class song, God's Plan by Drake. She say, "Do you love me?" I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Good job, Gracie.
I would now like to invite to the podium Brooklyn Mitchell. She is the daughter of Dina and Christopher Mitchell. She attends North Central State College in pursuit of a bioscience degree. She is a senior class president and vice president of the National Honor Society. So please welcome Brooklyn.
For those who don't know me, my name is Brooklyn Mitchell. I'm already gonna start crying. Okay. I'm most likely an unfamiliar face to you, considering I don't carry the common pedigree that you see around here. I moved here about 8 years ago, and I had absolutely no idea what I was getting myself into. I gotta give you guys credit. Even after 8 years, I'm still appalled at how everyone is somehow connected. I would try to have a conversation with someone, and I'd get the whole, "Oh, I'm their sister's, cousin's, uncle's, girlfriend's, neighbor" explanation. And after about one of those conversations, it became apparent to me that I was never gonna properly fit in. I sadly would never have that sister, cousin, uncle, daughter bond thing. But somehow, some way, I'm standing before you as an elected senior class president. Truthfully, I think it's because not many actually wanted this job, but I'm gonna take the win and pretend it's that they all actually love me. Probably not, but it's okay. But there are so many things that I want to say, so many memories I want to share, people I want to thank, and other censored things. But the truth is, it is daunting to speak on behalf of a graduating class, especially this one. We've all lived such separate lives, and I feel guilty giving a conclusion to a story that wasn't all mine. I wish all the graduates could have a chance to share a piece of their story, or some might use the word trauma. Instead of giving you a brief overview of our, dare I say, weird high school career, I'd rather take this time to share with you a few of my many not so weird lessons that I learned through high school. I hope some of the graduates can take this advice and apply it to their future path, and I also hope to reach some of the younger and maybe even older generations listening as well. Lesson 1. Your GPA will not and will never define you and your worth. This one has been an incredibly tough pill for me to swallow. Yes, going through high school with all A's on my grade card was a wonderful accomplishment, and others view it just as that, hence that shameless plug there. However, they fail to witness the late nights of me sprawled on my bed with a seance of textbooks surrounding me, feeding off of my anxiety rather than an actual meal. They fail to witness the streak of A's on my grade card becoming more of a personal expectation rather than an achievement. I wish I could go back to my younger self, throw those textbooks to the ground, and reminder that it's a Saturday night. Life is too short to spend it reading textbooks as a bedtime story. And no, I'm not saying to ditch all academic efforts and make terrible decisions. I'm merely saying to dedicate more time to yourself. I know the class of 23 can attest to this, but it was never about sitting in class, reading Animal Farm, crying over algebra equations, even though Mr. Hahn kept saying, this stuff is easy, guys, when it definitely was not, or having your fill of this weird kid named Vocab Man. It's about the ridiculous conversations at the lunch table, going to Friday night games, and getting yelled at in class because you and your friend couldn't be quiet. It's about making that one trick shot in gym that weirdly made you feel alive again, getting the courage to talk to that one person and it going horribly wrong. What I'm encouraging you to do is have fun. Make memories and make mistakes. Never graduate with regret. Lesson 2, always speak up for yourself. Never let someone walk all over you regardless of age or other affiliations. And my personal favorite, never let someone tell you what you are or are not capable of. Yes, rules are rules, authority is authority. I'm only urging you to have the courage to speak your mind in a respectful manner. Your voice is allowed to shake, like I'm doing right now. Your face is allowed to get red, and if you're like me, randomly start crying, even though you're mad, not sad. You're allowed to express your emotions and beliefs. Something to keep in mind is that a voice is only heard if someone's willing to listen. In fact, I'm sure I've already been tuned out by most of you, and that's okay, because I probably would have done the same. But what matters is that I took a few deep breaths, I stood up here, I walked on this stage, and I spoke for myself. And I think that's something 9th grade me couldn't do. And this is my final piece of advice to the graduating class and all other generations to come. Our world, to put it nicely, is falling apart. It's our generation's job to pick up those fragile pieces, put them together, and not let them shatter in the process. To do this, we have to stand together. We must learn to stop taking sides to foolish arguments and belittling others for not sharing your beliefs. We must focus on the greater matters at hand. Our efforts to save this world, sorry, I sound so weird. Our efforts to save this world have only destroyed our respect and love for each other. Sorry guys, I'm like losing it. Okay. Whatever the argument or debate may be, be a better option. Because nowadays, whatever side we choose, chaos is gonna ensue from the other. I've just told you how important it is to speak your mind and stand up for your beliefs. There are ways to do this without harming others and holding such hostile feelings. We must learn that no matter our beliefs, no matter our opinions, no matter our lifestyles, we are all human. We all enter this world with absolutely no idea what we're doing, and as much as we like to pretend, I don't think we ever truly figure it out. But no matter how many fingers we point at each other, lines we draw in the sand, or labels we give one another, we all still share the common factor that we were given this one life, this one opportunity to live and love and smile and laugh and explore. Shouldn't we all be on the same team? Shouldn't we all carry a little compassion and respect for one another? As someone who's graduating, I'd truly like to walk off this stage knowing our future will be just as bright as my nieces and my nephews and my future children and my future grandchildren. We all share this one planet, this one life. Let's not destroy that in our efforts to save it. And, sorry guys, I'm sniffling. Okay. And before I go and walk down my life path that leads to who knows where, I have a short list of people that I'd like to thank. I obviously want to thank every single one of my close friends and family for their unconditional love and support. And I especially want to give a shout out to my dad for teaching me to apply myself and encourage me to be the best at everything I do. And I want to thank my mom for teaching me to stand up for myself and not take you-know-what from others. Without them and their continuous effort to keep me sane, I quite literally would not be standing here today. Congratulations to the class of 2023. I hope you're just as excited to get out of here as me. Sorry for crying. Thank you, everybody.
It is now my pleasure to introduce our last speaker, Lily Wortman. She is the daughter of Tabitha and Brian Wortman and Alana Green. She has been involved in soccer and basketball for 4 years, and softball and track for 1 year. She is also a member of the National Honor Society.
Good afternoon, faculty, family, friends, and of course, the class of 2023. Freshman year, I could not imagine myself standing on this stage, speaking in front of hundreds of people at my graduation. I am still petrified. However, I look back on all that the Valley has allowed me to experience. I stand here and think about all the teachers and coaches that have told me life is too short. In my young years, I didn't believe them, but as I stand here today, I realize how quickly time has gone by. As an athlete, my coaches always told me about the impact that we make on young kids. Now that I am able to take a step back, I realize that my perspective has changed from the big girls are watching to the little girls are watching. I stand up here today for them. I hope to show them that you have the ability to do whatever they want. To all the little athletes, I want to tell all of you that you've made such an impact on me, and I think that this is the perfect opportunity to say thank you. I cannot wait to come back and watch all of you. Growing up in the Valley, I have learned to be thankful most of all for the people who have surrounded me. I have had so many teachers, students, and coaches impact my life. First, all of my teammates. Every single one of you has impacted me, especially throughout the last 4 years. You all allowed me to create memories that I will never forget alongside sports that I've always loved. I would genuinely do anything for every one of you. Next, to Coach Sellers. I would not be who I am today without you. I have never had a coach with as much care as you, and I strive one day to make an impact the way you have for the Lady Colts basketball program. Most importantly, though, I have to thank my parents. You have supported me throughout all of my years. You have never failed to show up to a game or an awards ceremony. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Now, I would like to say to all of you, congratulations, we did it. We finally made it to the day that we've been dreaming about since we were little. Growing up, this day felt so far away. It felt like we all had forever until we got to walk across this stage. But then, all of a sudden, it was senior year. You realize that maybe these years didn't take as long as they felt, and that you may have taken it for granted. Right now, you are sitting next to the people that you've grown up with, creating memories that you'll look back on and consider the good old days. I realize now that there are so many things this year that we must say our final goodbyes to. We will never put on another Clear Fork jersey. We will never get to be in the student section for our boys on Friday night, screaming at the top of our lungs, all dressed up, surrounded with school spirit. We won't get to skip class to see our friends in the hallways. We won't be able to hang out in our favorite teachers' rooms. We won't get to have lunch with each other every single day anymore. And the hardest of all goodbyes, we won't get to see each other every day anymore. Despite all of the goodbyes, I hope all of you are as excited as I am to experience this new beginning. And I know all of us can accomplish great things. Thank you, class of 2023. I wish you all the best of luck in the future. I know we all really want to graduate, so I will wrap this up with a quote that I think fits very well with this milestone. A.A. Milne says it best. How am I so lucky to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? Well, here it is, my final goodbye to high school and all of you who've made it so memorable. Congratulations, class of 2023, and thank you.
Okay, we are now at the part of the program where the class of 2023 will definitely want to hear this part. Clear Fork Valley Local School Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, family, friends, and community members. As principal of Clear Fork High School, I certify that the class of 2023 has met the requirements for graduation as defined by the State Department of Education and/or met all the requirements as laid out by the Clear Fork Valley local schools. At this time, Mrs. Board President, I ask that you please present the class of 2023 their high school diplomas. We do ask that everyone please hold applause until the end so that everyone may hear their son or daughter's name read.
Brooklyn Shea Mitchell. Madeline West Stallard. Josiah John Bailey. Rachel Leah Kovacs. Elena Grace Shutt. Lillian Sky Wortman. Hallie Micah Alt. Gracie Louise Palmer. Hayden Lewis Bateson. Reagan Lee Roby. Colin Jack Reed. Brooklyn Opal Warner. Jackson Leo Swank. Jordan Starr Pfeiffer. Charles Burton Penny. Allison Mackenzie Hoffer. Keegan Alexander Wilson. Kirsten Denise Seidel. Zachary Landon Holtz. Chloe Marie Lewis. Charles Edward Meyer. Emily Grace Mansfield. Logan Chad Anderson. Ava Rose Springer. Victor Joseph Skoog. Grace Elizabeth Nell. Brennan Clinton Sellers. Elizabeth Grace Langer.
Frederick Arthur Proto. Brooklyn May Black. Elijah Scott Fenton. Madison Riley Smith. Drake Ryan Dunn. Aaliyah Marie Rogers. Clayton Daniel Rogers. Lauren Nicole Robinson. Hunter James Wyrick. Lauren Ann Fermi. Adrian Edward Peeble. Peyton Marie Bailey. Kale Elsie Clark. Halen Anna Sansom. Sawyer Joshua Everson. Josie Sierra Moore. Garrett Bradley Klein. Livia Madeline Davis. Owen Ray Tomawash Jr. Haley Anne Marie Cotton. Brian Anthony O'Connor Jr. Michaela Renee Crawford. Trevor Eric Swank. Shayla Rose Mack. Blaze Allen Chapman. Caitlin June Conrad. Benjamin Joseph Pryor. Brooklyn Grace Walker.
Mason James Pipes. Kylie Brienne Polinsky. Joshua Griffin Blakely Jr. Madeline Paige Shields. Joseph Charles Cowan. Lillian Michelle Fleiter. Cooper, Alexander Tedrow. Morgan Eileen Schaefer, Caden James Riddle, Audrey Catherine Mason, Chase Jackson Ross, Zoe Ann Duffy, Christopher Michael Grove, Patience May Christina, Evan Zandergage Harry, Caitlin Marie Schneider, Luke Michael Drockton, Monet Elizabeth Leedy, Joshua J. Fields Jr., Kimberly Nicole Taylor, Hayden James Fiddler, Alexis Marie Dunham, Aiden Christopher Perry, Kirsten Marie Cox, Logan Daniel Ball, Liberty Joy Delaney, Gabriel Lee Garish, Mackenzie Ray Kiner, Caden Storm Cole Kurtz,
Caroline Renee Tilton, Logan Matthew Harriman, McKenna Ann Domka, Braden Robert Boyer, Adrian Lynn Wirtz, Tristan C. Allen Robeson, Gwendolyn Christina Please, Benjamin Allen Garish, Alexis Paige Wilson, Keith Michael Beard, Sierra Sky Bose, Denzel Gale Hart III, Marissa Ann Bradley, Cooper James Conkling, Hannah May Deborah Nutter, Hunter Nathan Robert Snyder, Dusty Joe Kaufman, Luke Samuel Sparks, Samantha Christine Mortimer, Alexander Jameson Smiticus, Desiree Alyssa Salkovic, Elias Javier Ordonez, Sierra Marie Appleman, William Thomas Daniels, Claire Luann Blueball, Peter David Cook, Eric Lee Hicks Jr., Anthony Austin Gadfield, Ben Daniel Wallace,
At this time, I would like to invite the Clear Fork artisans back to the microphone under the direction of Mr. Joe Jankura for the Clear Fork Alma Mater. If everyone would please stand, it'd be greatly appreciated. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to invite Miss Brooklyn Mitchell, class president, back to the podium to lead her class in the turning of the tassels.
Congratulations to the class of 2023. Turn your tassels and throw them up in the air. Let's go.
We now just have one final thing to do, and that is to remind, first of all, the graduates, don't forget to stop down the office and pick up your diplomas and other paperwork. And at this time, Mr. Brazier, I ask that you please strike up the band and lead the recessional for this year's graduates. One more time, round of applause for these graduates. Congratulations. Everyone, please stand.